Sorry for the break in transmission. I think we are really having a challenge with the network this time around. So the break and I think you see the reason why I will suggest that we need 5G. Though that's another debate for another day. Um, so like we said, pandemic has been an issue that will come and it will go. But don't be vulnerable because long reach has actually come. A lot of people have switched. There are species that can adapt, and that's why one of our coach said it. I think Bram Tracy. He said the survivor is not necessarily for the strongest, nor for the swiftest, but for the species that are fast adaptable to changing circumstances. So things are changing. It's only species that are adapting that will survive. And that's why you really need to, to key into the palliative measure that Long Reach International has presented long ago. As we speak, Long Reach right now has been in Nigeria, I think, since 2012, October. So this is the 8th year of Long Reach in Nigeria, and a lot of life have been transformed. So I want to bring in one of our guests, Mr. Gospower. Hello, Mr. Gospower.
How is it, sir?
So the network it wasn't friendly. Of course, it has to route us through another platform. It cuts off the scheduled platform where our guests, our listeners are. Our listeners are already on the channel, but unfortunately, because of some technical issues, it routed. I think it's network issue routed it through another platform. We've been talking before your arrival. We've talked about how the role Long Reach has been playing pre-COVID era, and the role Long Reach is still going to play in post-COVID era. And before we did that, we made people to be abreast of what has been happening in history. So many people, when they see a challenge like this, they think that is the time the world wants to end. And fortunately, we were able to review times in history where things like this has happened. And we're able to establish a common trend of the survivors. In all these ones, there are survivors. As it kills millions of people, there are survivors. Like we established that the deadliest in history was the Spanish flu, which killed over 50 million people. And so it shows that this is not a new thing. What has been the pattern? How are people been surviving? How are people been living? And we realize that those who are adaptable, who are connected to nature, actually had a way of surviving. In fact, I come to realize that a lot of this pandemic, when they came, they always have one common symptom: typhoid, malaria, and the rest of them. So, and we talk about the palliative. The palliative that Long Reach has provided for the members. And unfortunately, the kind of palliative that people are used to here, people don't know that there is a palliative that is sustainable palliative. And they don't know that there are some palliative that are not sustainable. In short, there are palliative that take away from you. It will reduce your capacity to it, because the moment you are becoming entitled, it reduces your capacity to think. It reduces your capacity to think. You become mentally lazy and you become unproductive. So this is what happens to people who feel entitled to palliative. And we have established to our listeners that there are things that are not in the Bible. If you are doing them, you are on your own. Sharing money is not in the Bible. Any money is what is in the Bible. And Longreach has given people lot of opportunity to earn money. And so many people cash into it even in this pandemic. That's why in this pandemic, I don't want to talk about the digits, the percentage rise in digits of weekly earnings of Longreach members. That's not the subject of discussion now. But the palliative measures, the benefits, the role of Longreach, as you have seen. What do you have to say to our listeners on the roles of Longreach Bioscience Technology International?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good evening to you and good evening to our great listeners. Hello?
I'm with you.
Are you with me?
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Good evening. Yes, it is no longer a rumor that the COVID-19 is ravaging the entire world globally and affecting the economy of the world at large. But I want to also stress this that Longreach has a role in this pandemic. Yes, let me start by saying that Longreach is an Longreach platform is an international palliative for people in this pandemic. I want to say that the platform of Longreach is a palliative. Now, the role of Longreach, I want to look at it in two ways. First, Longreach has a key role playing already in this pandemic in the aspect of their product. There are so many Longreach products that can help in this pandemic. Notwithstanding the fact that as it stands now, COVID-19 has no cure. Yes, but it has the preventive measures. That is where Longreach products came into play. Longreach products, there are a lot of Longreach products that are preventive measures for COVID-19. Now, Longreach calcium. Longreach calcium is a good supplement in this period. And why do I say so? It has been said that any supplement that has deep reach is good in terms of preventive measures in this pandemic. To start with, zinc content does not allow or it is used to treat the respiratory problems. Things like flu, anything that has to do with the respiratory system, zinc is good for it. Now, zinc is also good in preventing COVID-19. And once your immune system is very strong, it also fights against COVID-19, especially to children and elderly people. Longreach calcium has this zinc content on it. It helps to fight or control the spread of COVID-19 in your system. Especially to children and to elderly people. Longreach calcium also builds your immune system and make it to be strong. Of course, build your natural soldiers in your body that fight against any disease and sicknesses. We also have the one I call constipation tea. Longreach constipation tea or green tea, as many people may know it, is a good immune builder. It is also good for respiratory diseases. Longreach green tea or constipation tea help to build your immune system, fortify your immune system, and make it strong to the extent that it fights against any foreign germ or disease in your system. Longreach also have vitamin C for children, multivitamin. Yes, it has also shown that vitamins is able to this problem. So to build your immune system. Longreach is very good in this aspect. Check the multivitamin supplement of Longreach you will see that it is rich in vitamin to improve their immune system. For example, you know that there are people who might have sexual energy and giving it energy. No, it is free as medical. When the immune system is very strong, it fights against diseases as well as HIV virus. So, the total totality of playing with it helps to build an immune system, helps to build the immune system of children and elderly people, and people will help to protect and prevent the spread of COVID-19. So, those sicknesses will never end somewhat. So, COVID-19 will never be able to end somewhat. But I wish you that people are in contact of persons of COVID-19 carriers and they are not because they are simply because their immune system was very, very strong. So, language is playing a key role in this aspect of their products. Language has a product called PyPop, energy PyPop. These are persons in the manufacturing. They have different cancers in our body. That is rich. This crop has zinc rich in the potassium nutrients. This crop, how do you use it? Any water you want to drink, after activating the cup with hot water for some minutes, any water you want to drink, you introduce it in this energy pipe, allow it from 3 minutes. Water is 3% alkaline. 1. 2. The water is oxygenated. It has a very good amount of oxygen on it. 3. The water is so rich that when you get it, it's also fine in the water. I'm going to take it, one of the benefits of drinking water from language alkaline cup is that it eliminates excess free radicals in the system. It protects the liver and the lungs. Of course, we all know that to be fair that the COVID-19 will affect is in your lungs. So, this content of the zinc rich in the water eliminates excess free radicals and make your and leave the bodies of liver and the lungs and the kidney. Eliminate fatigue and those things that might accumulate to cancer and what have you. The water you drink from this cup, eliminate it. So if you have this cup at your disposal, you have non-rich drinking, you have non-rich calcium, and you have non-rich multivitamin. You are good to go in this pandemic. Now, before I go to the two way, the second way of the way of language, I want to mention a very strong product I call language constant militaris. Constant militaris capsule is a good supplement in this period. And why do I say so? When you look at that capsule, it has this strong material antiviruses that is used in treating all these respiratory diseases. Asthma, tuberculosis, and other diseases of the respiratory system. It helps, it gets at the kidney body, it helps your lungs, and it removes your liver. So this is the place, the main way language is playing a key role and important role in this pandemic. Now, the second way before I go.
Before you go to the second way, hello, Mr. Gospel. Before you go to the second role that language is playing, you have mentioned the calcium. You have mentioned the atro. I don't really know. I think there's a hole back there. Let me try to resolve that. We cannot afford to have a hole back here. Hold on. Hold on. Now, before you go to the second role that language is playing, let's just look at the calcium, the energy cup, the green tea, this product that you have mentioned. The most important thing you have emphasized is that people should live proactively. It is not when you are attacked by coronavirus that you start taking energy cup, or you start taking green tea, or you start taking calcium. The best survivors from history, 5,000 years ago till date, from the history I just reviewed to you, the survivors are people who live proactively. Proactively. People who save are proactive. People who live proactively. People who build systems are people who live proactively. People who don't rely on their friends, who don't live thinking that, who don't live on the pocket of their brother. They are people who live proactively. Because these are the people we call independent people. Only independent people can live proactively. And so if you live proactively first, because the truth is this, being healthy is an unlimited wealth. Being healthy alone is an unlimited wealth because a man who don't feel well cannot do well. You have to feel. That's why your health is very, very important. Your health is very, very important. And I've seen many people who live in reactive mode. They say, why should I do checkup? I'm fine. You don't have to be sick before you get well. We have said that many times. So, and you are hearing our guest is Mr. Pawina Amadi, a coach. He's a personal development coach in Knowledge Center Group. He's a global entrepreneur. He's a top distributor of international. He's a believer. Of course, he studied marketing in his first degree, but he has been an ambassador of public health. He deals with social health of the environment, and he has been doing this now for quite some years now. And he is qualified to give insight into how you can beat this pandemic. And that's why he's here today. He's not here as a medical doctor, but he's here as those who believe in preventive medication are sustainable living. Sustainable living is the best way to live in this period, because when you live in a manner that you'll be able to live in the future, that's sustainable living. And so, if you are, before he continue, let me appreciate Funmilayo Daramola Idris. Madam Funmilayo Daramola Idris, it's a pleasure having you here. Ogundeji Afolabi, you are watching us. Thank you. Another coach of Knowledge Center Group is here, Mr. Ejikeme Jackson. Mr. Jackson, it's our pleasure having you online today. So many people have been here that I can't even remember their name. I think this streaming platform we are using is not bringing out all the people that are online at the moment, but as we get to see you, we appreciate. And Regina, so it's a pleasure having you here online. You can hit the comment page, send a comment into the group so that we know you are watching. Then we'll be able to mention your name and appreciate you, and equally tell the people, our listener, who you are, so that when next you come on stage to address us on this platform, our listeners will be excited to watch. So, Mr. Gospower, now, before we go, can you go into the second phase of the palliative measure, the role that Longreach has played in terms of palliative? Let me call it the real palliative that Longreach has given.
Thank you very much. This is the one I want to talk about now. It's very important as a human being, because during this pandemic, a lot of companies are downsizing, and people are losing on a daily basis because of the COVID-19, and especially those that are not proactive. Because I believe that I'm somebody who believes in multiple streams of income, not depending on one particular stream of income. And COVID-19 has come to rekindle our consciousness about that. I want to express you international business. That's why I start to expand them. Of course, COVID-19 is affecting the economy of the world. But to my own experience with public platform, COVID-19 is not affecting the income of local partners. I want to say so. During the lockdown, the second role of leverage, the importance of role of leverage in this pandemic, I want to discuss now is the financial aspect of it, the financial benefit of being a partner of leverage. Is having a sustainable platform like leverage, is if you have a system that works. Why I love leverage is because it is a system that when you establish it and work on it, even when you are sleeping, the system will be working for you. I want to now let me come back to the second rule, which is the financial aspect. During this lockdown, a lot of funding partners were still receiving bonuses on weekly basis. Meanwhile, a lot of people who are working in private firms, their salaries have been suspended. Some people's salaries have been cut down, and some people have lose their job as well. But if you are a leverage partner during this pandemic, you won't be afraid of that having built your system, because on every third day in Nigeria, you receive a bonus. And most of those bonus you receive is not your direct work. What do I mean by that? You know, in the leverage platform, once you join, you are able to bring 3 persons direct to you. And when you bring those 3 persons, the company will start paying you on weekly basis. And you know, of course, those 3 persons shall be produced. We also desire to be getting paid on weekly basis, and they will go and bring their company to making it now. And before you know, you that is the upline, your system will start to scatter abroad. What do I mean by that? You will start having people in different form in your area. And when that is start happening like that, congratulations, you have made it, you are the right time. Because even when you don't buy, there is no how people under your network will not buy something. There is no how somebody will know those people. And business benefited by the lockdown. Even though you are not moving anywhere, you can stay there and register somebody in US, in UK, in other countries, in other states, without you necessarily see them one. So lockdown or interstate lockdown, lack of movement is not affecting local partners, and that is why our income, our policies are not affected. So our collective is still coming on weekly basis. So I want to tell our great listeners and those who are yet to be a partner of leverage through Knowledge Center platform to do so, because always nobody. As long as this pandemic continues, any leverage partner is not being threatened. You know, it's a thing of joy. During our platforms, we had some period of total lockdown, stay at home, every Thursday, I just look at my phone, I will receive a lot. It gives me joy. Now I am alone, I was still receiving income was coming on weekly basis. It was marvelous. It was wonderful. It is a good experience that I wish everybody to have. I believe every platform is an international palliative, a sustainable palliative. Anything that you decide what you want, they are what palliative people are giving you palliative, they give you palliative based on what they want to give you. But leverage palliative is a palliative that you decide what you want. It's an international business. You decide what you eat, the volume and the quantity of what you eat. What you receive on weekly basis is determined by you. You understand me? So it's a platform. That is the second way of learning in this. I believe every partner learns to put a smile on their face during this period. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gospower. Thank you so much. You've really hit the point there. You have hit the point there. Long week is the best palliative, and the best palliative that comes every Thursday. Today is Thursday. Every Longlish member is smiling wherever they are, all over the world. They're smiling. There's a barrister who is right now in UK. Barrister Bada is talking to us from UK. Barrister Bada, I appreciate you. That's a wonderful time spending with us on our platform tonight. And we are waiting for you when you are going to be less busy. You are going to be our next guest. You have really benefited the palliative of Longreach International because you are in UK and you are enjoying Longreach palliative even wherever you are. Like the last speaker rightly said, there's one of my big bros watching. My big bros, Shola Adebawo, big pastor. It's my pleasure having you here. Thank you for us on this program. It's my pleasure. Thank you, big bros. Like you said, Longreach is the right palliative for this moment. And the right palliative here is like a buffet where you decide the amount that you want. I don't want to give, I don't want to be specific, but I remember there was a time one big man brought out 100,000 and share it. You know those boys that used to say twale, 2 hands for one man. The man brought 100,000, share it for them. When those boys collected the money, in the cost of sharing the money, they killed one of them. That's one of them died. That confirmed the fact that when you try to share money, you ended up creating more problems than you solve. Because most time people develop sense of entitlement that makes them become mentally lazy and unproductive to themselves, not even to themselves. So palliative, you must earn it, and that's what Longreach has been saying it all this while. For my benefit, and as a matter of fact, every family is benefiting from Longreach International as we speak. Every family. There is no family that is left out. What are they doing differently? What is this family that are benefiting from Longreach? What are they doing differently? Only one thing: proactivity, proactive living. Proactive living has to do with begin with the end in mind. Even though you don't know, the direction you want to go in your life, at least let where you don't want to go clear to you. That because sometimes you just set out, you don't really know where you want to go, but you should set out knowing where you don't want to go. Otherwise, you'll be a victim. You should know you don't want to be COVID-19. If you have not been able to design within you that I don't want to be a victim of COVID-19, you are very vulnerable. You are vulnerable. And by a special grace of God, you will not be vulnerable in Jesus' name. Mr. Iweli, pleasure. My lovely wife, Mrs. Patricia Baishimori, thank you for joining us on today's program. I'm having an echo on this program, which I'm not comfortable with. I don't really know how to resolve that. But I believe that in our next episode, every technical issues will be resolved. So, Mr. Godspower, if you are online there, are you there, Mr. Godspower? We want to hear last word from you before we close today's session. Last word from you on your advice to whoever is listening to us before you go.
Thank you very much, sir. My advice to our great listeners is that we should stay proactive. We should stay proactive. We should observe all the measures in mitigating the spread of this COVID-19. Don't forget, Longreach multivitamin Long Reach Calcium, Long Reach Constant Militaries, Long Reach Energy Bar is good to go for preventive measures. I will start to benefit in this long system that is an international collective that you discuss.
Sorry, the network is.
And hello, are you with me?
I'm with you.
Yes, if you have not signed up by last month, you have not signed up with London.
I think we're having a voice. We're having a voice issue there. But like what he said is that if you have not signed up with Longbridge, sign up with Longbridge.
It's very safe. Wash your hands regularly and observe all the measures to mitigate the Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gospower. Thank you. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure having you here. I appreciate you for spending a quality time with us today. Stay online, stay on Longbridge. If you want to join Longbridge, you can see the contact on the screen. Contact us from Knowledge Center Group. Knowledge Center Group is in Warri. It's in Delta State. Knowledge Center. We are online. Our presence is online. We live online. You can contact us anywhere you are in the world, in the globe. Contact Knowledge Center. We direct you close to the nearest and get Longbridge, and we coach you online. We take you through the steps. There are short videos that we have put together in case you don't have time so that you can listen to them. 5 to 3 minutes video that will give you 6 steps to take to understand which levels to come on. And not only that, we've come to realize that for people to succeed in their business, they must succeed in their personal life. And that's why we have Knowledge Center. Knowledge Center will help you overcome mediocrity in every area of your personal life. So with Knowledge Center, you will not only make money, you will hang around OQP, which I call only quality people. Only quality people. And you will develop sustainable relationships. And above all, you will have good health. Good health is unlimited resource. Good health is an unlimited resource. You can't afford to joke with it. You need good health to function as a father, to function as a husband, to function at any level of your life. You need good health. Don't joke with it. Get the calcium, get the energy cup, get the cordyceps militaris, get the green tea, stay on course, and end every Thursday for using these household consumables as your personal product. Develop emotional attachment with them. Use them because they are actually very productive. They are very helpful. Use the lot of them and the household consumable, the sanitary. There are so many products of Longbridge, more than what you have just mentioned. But don't joke with Longbridge. Take good care of yourself. Take good care. Love yourself. Because so many people don't love themselves. And whoever does not love himself cannot love another person. Love yourself. If you love yourself, you will take good care of yourself. So take good care of yourself. And when you talk about yourself, there are 4 of yourself. This physical body is very important. This physical body is the asset that carries the many other bodies that you don't see. Your heart, you need to nurture your heart. Nurture your heart. Keep it intact where it should be. Develop your mind. Develop your mind. You need mental investment. That's why you need Knowledge Center. You need mental investment in your life. And you need spiritual power, spiritual energy. Develop your relationship with God. Pray every day. And that's why I love my mentor, Les Brown. He said something. He said, pray as if it is only God that can help you. Just pray. Then walk as if you don't have God to help you. If you combine walk and prayer, you are not vulnerable. You're not vulnerable. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being part of today's program. Thank you. Next time, the system will be very functional and will be timely. put every system together. I appreciate you. Bye bye. Have a lovely and wonderful day. Stay safe. Stay safe. Obey all the rules of social distancing. Thank you.